here. I'm going to give an update of weird, strange events, and I don't know if it's just a coincidence, if it's just the universe trying to speak messages to me, because I mean, there are some things um, that do. Like when you have series of events happening, it makes you aware of what is going on. So I'm going to talk about those. Recently, just over a week ago, I had a dream. My ex-husband died, and I was like, oh, it's just a dream. um, but I looked at it as, okay, there's a message. In dreams you have, because I've noticed here lately I've had a lot of vision type dreams. But usually when your ex dies in a dream, it usually means there's something in the past you need to let go, of what I've read about it. But the weird thing about it is it didn't stop just with that dream. That's what I want to talk about. And you can just take it as it is, like, oh, I'm crazy, I'm going mental, or I'm going off my rocker. But I'm just going to explain something weird. I had that dream, and then when I woke up and I had that dream, one of the kittens died. That's the second thing. And then the next thing I know, a few days pass, and a friend of mine put on Facebook that her relative died, or her husband's grandmother passed away. And I was like, okay, what the heck is going on here? And people can look at events and like, oh, it's just one of those things, but I take it with consideration of things. And then after I heard that news, just yesterday I found a dead mole rat on the ground. At first I thought it was a bird. I'm like, okay, now I'm really concerned. And then, get this, it's really difficult, but I got the news today when I woke up that my cousin and his wife were in an accident, a head-on collision. And it's really difficult to process when you've seen all these events, strange snippets of events. And it just breaks my heart, because this woman, I wasn't extremely close to, but I had some connection. She was so sweet. The very first time I met her at a family gathering, I'm not sure exactly what gathering, it could have been a family reunion, she came across as a very sweet, loving, and I felt love in her presence. Every time I met her, or not met her, but every time I was around her, she was always positive to me, and she made me feel important. She made me feel like I'm actually a person. And it's really difficult because now she's gone. And the sad thing is, and I do ask for those of you who do pray, that do be with the family and my family, but most importantly be with her husband, as far as I know, and I'll give an update if I have to, but I don't know if it's necessary. But the fact that my cousin, I was very close to him. When I was in California, I was very close to him. He gave the same vibe. He's very caring and very loving, and as far as I know, he's doing okay. But the hard thing is they have 2 kids, and so it's going to be difficult, and they're young. I'm not sure exactly on the ages, but I just wanted to get that out. Do pray for my family, and especially his side of the family. They're gonna have to deal with a lot of stuff more. I mean, to me it's weird because usually death experiences, it depends. I mean, right now my heart is broken, but maybe I was just prepared for it. Like, maybe that's why things happened the way they did, is preparing me. And I even spoke, like, beginning of this week, I think I spoke with a friend of mine who's very knowledgeable on a lot of stuff. She was saying, yeah, your dream about your ex was a warning, she thinks, about the kitten. But I don't know, maybe I should talk with her again and ask her what she thinks about this. Um, it's a lot to process, because not only did this young, sweet woman die, but the fact that these events happen, little small events of death, and it just makes me wonder what the heck's going on. What is the universe? What is God Himself trying to tell me through all this? And I think the best thing I can learn is, you know, yes, we need to live in the moment. We need to live the best life we can, but also to, life is short. But I'm not just saying that out of just, oh, life is short. No. And the weird thing is, I wrote a big long post about how love is. I'm not sure. I mean, if anybody has any ideas about these strange events that happened prior to my one cousin's wife's passing, I would love to hear your input on it. It's really hard to take it in, because I wasn't expecting this, but I was kind of prepared for it with the whole weird events, animals dying, and then having the dream that I had. People can look at it as just, oh, things like that happen, but when things and events happen like that, it tells you something, and it's a message that we all can take in and realize, okay, if I had a dream, someone died. If I had animals I came across that died, and then, you know, my cousin's wife, and it just hurts, because it's like I look at a picture and it's like all of them are happy, all of them are smiling, and they just seem like they're the perfect family. And it really hurts, because not the fact that they're gone, or not the fact that she's gone, but the fact that she put such an impression on me of love. And it really is missing in the world. I'm sorry I'm crying. I just wanted to get this out there. The world is so cruel. And that's something I was talking about. We want to judge. We want to criticize people. We don't know what they're going through. And, you know, so many people have criticized me and judged my life. But they don't know how many times I wanted to end the life that I had. And I'm not trying to be sympathetic, but, you know, when people cry for help, when people are in diverse need, and that's one of the things I wrote in this post, is the fact that, you know, why is it no one asks people how they are anymore? They just go about their lives like things are just perfect in their lives, or things are just tragic in their life, that they don't make the time to reach out to those in need. Like, you know someone's struggling, but yet you won't go reach out to them. And I try, and that's the thing, I try so much to give my time and energy to people that I care about and people that I love, and that's one of the reasons why it's so difficult to even have friends, is when they really don't make the effort. But it's just sad how you can meet someone a few times and they make more of an impression on you, and they stamp an impression on you, but when you meet other people, they just make you feel rotten, regardless if they're family or not. And I honestly think the world needs to change. I think that's what the message was. People need to stop hating on people. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to end. I'm just breaking down. But maybe now that I think about it, her message of her passing was love. Is make sure that you live in such a manner that you bring an impression of love and not hate. And just because you see your point of view doesn't mean the other person can't have a say. And that's a problem. People like to block people, or people like to just cut people off when they're trying to express themselves. And then you wonder why death happens. You wonder why suicide happens. And I'm not trying to be vulgar with that, but it is something that I've tried to get across to so many people. Is you shouldn't shut people out when they try to ask for help. And I just feel like I've done that so many times. And yes, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and yes, I've done a lot of wrong things, but just when you know someone is hungry, or you know someone is cold, you know someone is searching for answers, we shouldn't just cut them out of our lives like they're nothing. And I feel like a lot of the times I've had to not talk to someone and I had to distance myself is because they weren't helping me. They were being toxic to me. Anyways, I've gone on a lot, but I do want to put that out there that the message of her death, I think, was love. Make an impression on people, not so much of hate and damnation and destruction in your life, but love. What kind of legacy are you going to leave behind people? Knowing that you were critical, knowing that you didn't give a damn about their life, or you actually care about people. And that's the hard truth that I've come across, is through the years, through dealing with people and friends. People don't care about you until something happens. And it's sad. It shouldn't be that. Or they find out you have some sort of disease, an audible disease or something, or cancer, or a very, very dramatic, intense situation that could be leading to death. You know, you're bleeding inside or something. But it shouldn't be that. We need to learn to put our differences aside and learn to love each other despite the odds. And so I hope that wasn't too much to take in. It's just something I thought I would say. And use all the prayer and all the love and support from people, and especially for my side of the family and what they have to deal with, especially the children. I don't know if they told them yet or not, but to have to deal with that, with the death of a mother, I just don't know how that would affect a child. But do pray for them if you can.